If it's not campaign reform, then what is it? First of all, it's misleading. The proponents make Prop 32 sound balanced because they say it stops both unions and corporations from using payroll deduction fund for political purposes. However, corporations don't use payroll deductions for political giving. They are free to use their profits to influence elections. Only labor unions use payroll deductions for political purposes. Prop 32 is unfair. In a world where we are told that corporations are people, and that as such they can spend as much money as they want in politics because money equals speech, Prop 32 would effectively silence the collective voices of average middle-class workers and the unions that represent them. Prop 32 is extremely unfair. And for anybody that might say, you're right, this is unfair, but it's a step in the right direction, I would say that it's a misstep. A step towards less democracy, not more. Once you give total influence to corporate interests, who will be left to fight them? It's a power grab disguised as campaign reform. The result would be a concentration of political power in corporate hands. Government of the corporations and for the corporations. Prop 32 is unnecessary. Every union I know has a means for individual members to opt out of their funds being used for political activities. I know this is true in my union, the California Teachers Association. Prop 32 is misleading, unfair, and unnecessary. It's a corporate power grab, pure and simple. The unions that represent educators like me are the means through which we, as educators, advocate for our kids. We fought and passed guaranteed minimum funding for schools. The current economic crisis has seen that minimum funding eroded. If we can't fight for restoring the funding of public schools, who will? We fought for reducing class size. In recent years, districts have chipped away at class size reduction as a means for dealing with financial crisis. I know grade school teachers with 35 kids in their classes or more. One of my classes has 42 students. If Prop 32 passes, who will fight to bring back smaller classes? We have fought to limit budget cuts from impacting the classroom. Yet in the past year alone, my school district has laid off 60 teachers. But the kids they taught last year are still there. What will happen if we lose our voice in Sacramento? Beyond education, if you care about homeowner protections and don't want the big banks' influence to go unchecked, you must vote no on 32. If you care about patient protection and don't want to give insurance companies free rein in politics, you must vote no on 32. If you care about keeping officers on the streets and lower response times by our first responders, vote no on 32. If we are silenced, who is going to fight for these things? Thank you. I'd like to introduce